ஏற்றத்தாழ்வின்றி சமமாக பாவிக்கிற அன்பு.
இரவு பகல் பாராமல் நம்மீது காட்டுகிற கருணை.
ஒரு அம்மாவை போல் நம்மை அரவணைத்துக் கொள்ளும் ஸ்பரிசம்.
நோயற்ற உயிராக நம்மை மாற்றும் அந்த இதயங்களை கடவுள் என்றே தானே சொல்ல வேண்டும்.
ஹாப்பி டாக்டர்ஸ் டே. வேலம்மாள் மருத்துவமனை, மதுரை மற்றும் வேலம்மாள் வித்யாலயா.
God cannot be everywhere, so He sent the doctors with excellence and selflessness. Every superhero may not be a doctor, but every doctor is a superhero. Doctors are highly respected in the world. They are said to be the real heroes in our life. Doctors and nurses have some special powers, have huge consciousness and concentration that can be used to deliver curing and welfare for their patient, even those critical situations, without losing focus. We are living amidst ongoing pandemic, so devastating its effect in the world with under temporary lockdown. At this time, people who work tirelessly day and night are called doctors. They act as an inspiration to society. On this special day, I want to thank all doctors putting yourself in the way of danger to save the world during the unexpected crisis. Thank you for your service to humanity. We all are so grateful to you. ஏற்றத்தாழ்வின்றி சமமாக பாவிக்கின்ற அன்பு, இரவு பகல் பாராமல் நம்மீது காட்டுகின்ற கருணை, ஒரு அம்மாவை போல் நம்மை அரவணைத்துக் கொள்ளும் ஸ்பரிசம், நோயற்ற உடலாக நம்மை மாற்றும் அந்த இதயங்களை கடவுள் என்றே தானே சொல்ல வேண்டும். ஹாப்பி டாக்டர்ஸ் டே.
My dear young friends, today I have been asked to talk something to you on the maybe of the whole medical profession. You know, it's a long story for me, but as you all know, 1st of July, we commemorate this since it is the remembrance and the birthday of Dr. B.C. Roy. I have been one of the recipients of B.C. Roy Award. That was in 2018, as you heard. See, what is important to me to tell you people is medical profession, as you can see from the life of Dr. B.C. Roy. You people may not know that he was born in a very rich family, and After his MBBS, he went to England. That time it was a fashion to get an MRCP or a FRCS. So he wanted to become a surgeon. So he appeared for the Royal College of Surgeons of England examination for FRCS. Usually at that time, you have to spend 3 years to get an FRCS in England. He was such a brilliant guy. He could get the FRCS in 1.5 years' time. Another 6 months he spent there. I understand, in that 6 months he passed the MRCP also. So he was a physician and a surgeon. He came back to India and he was practicing in his palatial house, family house. But his main attraction was looking after the people he could not afford. Such a qualified man, having both FRCS and MRCP, he was giving free consultation, free treatment wherever possible, and he became professor of surgery and medicine. Later on he joined politics because he had a lot of patients coming and from whom he never took even one pipe. So it was very easy for him to get into politics. Got selected for MLA. As MLA, MLC or MLA at that time, I'm not sure. Whatever it is, people loved him. And he was very philanthropic. He used to help a lot of people. Then he became the Chief Minister of West Bengal. And he has been Chief Minister of West Bengal continuously, I think 3 terms. And before his death, what he did was, he donated his house as a hospital. So that was his love for the country and for the people. So this is one aspect I want to stress, that it is important that you have to be helpful, you have to be honest, you have to be trustworthy, especially when you practice medicine. If you are combining it with politics, your responsibility is double. I'm not sure about the present day politicians. Anyway, I'm not here to talk anything about politics. I'm only here to talk about the medical profession. So the first aspect is how to be a successful doctor. Now we all know that it is important to pass the NEET examination. That is a qualifying theoretical examination. Even if you pass NEET, even if you get into medical college, it doesn't mean that you are going to become a successful doctor. What makes you successful is the number of the patients you will have. How do you get those patients? It is necessary that the patients will have to impose a lot of confidence in you. How will they? It is when you make sure that patients realize that the doctor considered you as one of his own relatives. Maybe a child, your own brother, your own sister. When you have that sort of connection with your patients, you don't need any of the advertisements what you see in the shopping mall or in the papers, or that doctor did this. It is all not necessary. Patients are your best advertising agency. The second, honest. And patient should be able to trust in you. So, your compassion, very important. Hard work is important. Creating confidence in your patients, that is the next. But just by talk alone, people can get all these. But it has to come into practice. That is the fire test. So, you have to keep up with what is happening today. Technologically, you should be able to contribute to your science, and that is how the country can progress. Now we are suffering from the pandemic, COVID. Now, in 1817 to 1819, the world saw what we called the Spanish flu, and millions died. Exactly after 100 years, we got coronavirus. What was the treatment at that time? At that time, it was social distancing, wearing a mask, and avoiding crowding. Progress at all. What was done, what we practiced in 1817, we are practicing now, exactly after 100 years. Still there are a lot of doubts, but we don't want to get into politics and say whether it is man-made, whether it is not man-made, whether it is a biological warfare. We are not interested in this. Anyway, it has been a pandemic. It took a lot of lives away. Apart from that, you know all the difficulties we have been facing financially, socially, etc. It is all for us to see that. Social distancing, hygiene, cleaning hands, all these things are followed so that it doesn't it doesn't show so much of infection. But the other important aspect is this. There are a lot of stories going around. This is the first wave is over, second wave was bad, and we are expecting another third wave. Nobody knows. See, this is a new disease. Nobody knows the treatment. So it needs a lot of further research, investigations to find out what is the ideal treatment. But as far as we are concerned, social distancing, and mask and hygiene, these are the most important things. And I can only say whatever remaining period is there, is stay safe. And I'm sure that we'll be able to get over. And post-COVID, what will happen, nobody knows. There are a lot of rumors, assumptions, etc., etc. But we'll have to see what happens, and then according to whatever is happening, then we'll have to treat that. Please make sure that you are all safe and look after the whole family. Thank you.
Aditi of class 6A. My dad here is going to share his experience about the COVID-19.
Hello everyone. I wish to share my experiences with the COVID-19 pandemic. During the first wave, we were actively searching for cases who had the history of travel and contact. Later, people started coming for COVID testing for job and travel purposes. And during the second wave, it was very heartbreaking and pathetic. Many of our kin and family members, colleagues were succumbing. Since the number of cases were overwhelming, they were not able to get enough number of oxygen beds, and many people were dying across different age groups. And what we are facing now is the Delta Plus variant. This is more serious. Why? Because this can spread fast and more. Also, this gets bound to the lungs and causes lot of damage. Moreover, it makes the current drugs that are available ineffective. So what we are supposed to do is follow COVID appropriate behavior that's been suggested by the government at all parts of our life. Together we have to fight this out. Take care. Thank you.
Good evening everybody. Doctor's Day message for the Velammal Nexus, students and parents, from Dr. Tyagarajan Srinivasan, Director, Institute of Liver Diseases and Transplantation, MGM Healthcare, Chennai. July 1st is the National Doctors' Day. Why this day is called National Doctors' Day? Dr. B.C. Rai or Vidhan Chandra Rai was a doctor par excellence, educationist, freedom fighter, West Bengal's chief minister. He was born both on July 1st, 1882, and he reached his heavenly abode on July 1st, 1962. At his professional zenith, he was the most consulted doctor in the whole world. He has done tremendous service, human service to the country's people, both economically well off and poor people. To acknowledge his achievements, July 1st is celebrated as the National Doctors' Day. Doctors work all through the year to emancipate the pain and sufferings of the patients, both medically and emotionally. To give something in return, to acknowledge their contribution to the society, we celebrate the National Doctors' Day. So we should not thank the doctors only on this day, but all through the year. Especially in this pandemic year for the past 1.5 years, after the second wave has started subsided, the doctor's service is much more appreciated. For பார்த்தோம்னா a second COVID wave முடிஞ்சிருச்சுன்னு நம்ம நினைச்சுக்க கூடாது. Third COVID wave வரலான்னு experts சொல்றாங்க. இதை எப்படி நாம தடுக்கலாம்? Third COVID wave தடுக்கிறதுக்கு எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம், SMS ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும், சோப், மாஸ்க், சோஷியல் டிஸ்டன்சிங். இந்த 3 மந்திரம் தான் நம்ம மனசுல வச்சுக்கணும். வெளியில எங்க போனாலும் மாஸ்க் போடாம போகக்கூடாது, சமூக இடைவெளியை கடைபிடிக்கணும், எங்க வெளியில போயிட்டு வந்தாலும் அடிக்கடி கை கழுவணும். இந்த 3ஐயும் நம்ம கொரோனா கம்ப்ளீட்டா போற வரைக்கும் இதை நம்ம கடைபிடிக்கணும். அப்பதான் இந்த டிசீஸை கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். இரண்டாவது தடுப்பூசி. நம்ம நிறைய பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம், இந்த வேக்சின்ல இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வருது, இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வருது, ஒரு பயம் இருக்கும். அந்த பயம் வேண்டவே வேண்டாம். எந்த மருந்து கொடுத்தாலும் ரொம்ப அதிகமான பேருக்கு கொடுக்கும்போது வெரி ஃபியூ பீப்புளுக்கு கொஞ்சம் சைடு எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் வரலாம். பட் ஆனால் ரிஸ்க் பெனிஃபிட் ரேஷியோ பார்க்குறப்ப ஓவரால் பெனிஃபிட் வந்து ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி 95-96% வித் 1 or 2% risk. அதனால இந்த ரிஸ்க் பெனிஃபிட் ரேஷியோ பார்த்தோம்னா பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் அவுட்வே த ரிஸ்க் significantly. Vaccines are safe. Indian vaccines, both Covaxin, Covishield, are safe. More vaccines are coming up. Every single person in the country should try to get vaccinated. இப்போ இன்னும் குழந்தைகளுக்காக வேக்சின் ட்ரையல்ஸ் ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்க. கவர்மெண்ட் குழந்தைகளுக்கும் கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் வேக்சின் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு நம்புறோம். அதனால எல்லாருமே எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் நம்ம வேக்சின் போடணுமோ, எல்லா குழந்தைகளும் பிசிக்கல் ஸ்கூலிங்கை ரொம்ப மிஸ் பண்றாங்க, எக்ஸாம்ஸை மிஸ் பண்றாங்க. அவங்களோட சைல்ட்ஹுட்டே இதனால பாதிக்கப்படுது. எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் வேக்சின் போட்டுக்கிறோமோ அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் இந்த டிசீஸை நம்ம முறியடிச்சு பழைய வாழ்க்கைக்கு திரும்பலாம். என்னோட ஒரு சிறிய வேண்டுகோள், why I did choose to become a doctor. டாக்டர் ஏன் ஆகணும்னா அதில் வர ஃபினான்ஷியல் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷனுக்காகவோ இதுவாகவோ இல்லை. The society has given us so much, so we have to give back something to the society. அந்த எண்ணம் தான் நம்ம வந்து டாக்டர். மெடிக்கல் ப்ரொஃபஷன் இஸ் a very noble profession. நம்ம உயிரை காப்பாற்றும் போது ஒவ்வொரு பேஷண்ட்டும் நம்ம மனசார வாழ்த்துவதே எந்த பணமும் எந்த புகழும் அதுக்கு ஈடேனையாக. More and more people are moving away from medical profession because it involves lot of hard work and dedication. எவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டாலும், எவ்வளோ ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் பண்ணாலும், எவ்வளோ டெடிகேஷன் இருந்தாலும் இந்த மன திருப்தி, அதாவது சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் எந்த ப்ரொஃபஷன்லையும் இதை விட அதிகமாக கிடைக்காது. நல்ல செட்டில்மெண்ட்டும் ஆகலாம், சொசைட்டிலையும் நல்ல பேர் இருக்கும். அதனால I would appeal to all the young students and their parents to encourage to become more and more doctors and to serve the society. Happy National Doctors Day. Thank you.
Good evening, dear students. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank the leadership of the management of Velammal School. I have been associated with the school for many years. I'm sure like now you guys must be really bored in pandemic, not meeting your friends and others as you used to be earlier. I know you are losing your school life. Today, first of all, I would like to tell everyone that vaccination is mandatory. I know as you are kids, you cannot get vaccinated above the age of 18 only. But if your friends, relatives, parents and others get vaccinated, definitely you have good protection. See, here in Ramchandra, we have been treating for past 2 years in the first wave and second wave. Difference between first and second wave. First wave, we never had any clear-cut guidelines to treat COVID patients. But second wave, we do have it. But the severity is more, the infection rate was more, mortality was more, death rates were very high. So, though we have a protocol, why did this happen? This is because we were not maintaining the social distancing, wearing a mask and using a sanitizer. All these three things are still mandatory even though you are vaccinated. The only way as students we can help the society is telling all the senior people to get vaccinated, whomever you come across. For example, in case of me, any patient comes, first question I ask is, did you get vaccinated? Then they are worried, they are all scared, but it is we who have to tell them to get vaccinated, and that's the most important thing. As such, now clinical trials are going on for adolescents. You guys between 13 to 18, any time you may get the vaccine. So the whole world is working. Initially, if you see, the vaccine was not indicated for lactating women and for pregnant ladies. Now they have started. Now the ICMR tells that once they come for delivery, as soon as they get discharged, they are vaccinated and discharged. So a lactating woman again protects the child through the breastfeed. Same way, a pregnant woman, they started giving vaccine. It helps because the fetal circulation that even the newborn gets vaccinated indirectly. So first thing is you motivate everyone to get vaccinated to close down the pandemic. Fine. I would like to tell how I became a doctor. I am basically from a village. A remote village, where even today 1 kilometer I walk. My hard work and commitment made me do this. That's why I have been in a teaching institute. I have been teaching here in Ramachandra for the past 33 years. Dean of students here, and we have been teaching students across for many years. So as students, I know many will be pursuing medicine. It's a very good field. Not only medicine, Ramachandra University, other than medicine, there are so many paramedical courses across. You can just check our website. We have so many courses. Don't think only medicine is concerned with patient care. Like allied health sciences we have, biomedical sciences we have, college of pharmacy we have physiotherapy, occupational therapy. Likewise, many courses, sports sciences we have. So many courses are there. So don't think just becoming a doctor alone you will be doing good to the society. You can become a doctor. All the best for your studies and future career. Other than that, please think across. There are so many courses where you can come up in your life and do good for the society. So anyway, being a Doctor's Day, I mean, you all must be wishing you all doctors who have been treating and all. But my request on a Doctor's Day will be, please take all the precautions to prevent the third wave, so-called third wave. Maybe we may get it or we will not. But third wave, if at all it occurs, they say it affects the children because we are not vaccinated. But I'm sure subtly most of you would have got an infection, mild infection, and would have got away with it. But still take all precautionary measures. Be safe because you're going to deal with elders. So ask the elders to get vaccinated, motivate them. That will be my stress today to tell you that vaccination is mandatory and that's what is going to help you from not getting a disease anymore. And you can go back to school with cheer and you can meet your friends and be happy like before. So motivate for vaccination. In fact, we are opening our college on July 5th and we made it mandatory vaccination certificate to stay in hostels. Same way to use our transport, we made them mandatory. So we gave them a choice and many of my students are vaccinated. So I'm very happy that we have motivated our students to get vaccinated. Please do ask your relatives and others to get vaccinated. Thank you.
வணக்கம் நண்பர்களே, நான் டாக்டர் கணேஷ்குமார், நியூரோ சர்ஜன், இங்கே மதுரை வேலம்மாள் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் இருக்கேன். இந்த ஜூலை 1st டாக்டர்ஸ் டே யூஸ்வல் டாக்டர்ஸ் விஷ் பண்ணல ஒரு தனி சந்தோஷம். பட் இந்த 2021 டாக்டர்ஸ் டே has become special, very special, unique and more powerful. காரணம் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், this COVID crisis. COVID crisis நம்ம சமுதாயத்தை ஆட்டி பண்ணிடுச்சு. ஸோ இந்த COVID crisis contribution towards the management of COVID crisis by doctors, not only the doctors, nurses, paramedics, technicians, and even all the healthcare workers towards the COVID crisis is phenomenal. So in the தருணம் இவங்கெல்லாம் அவங்களுடைய உயிரை பணைய வச்சு, உயிர் மட்டும் இல்லை, அவங்களுடைய உயிர் மட்டும் இல்லை, அவங்க பேரண்ட்ஸ், அவங்க ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸ், அவங்க வீட்டில் குழந்தைங்க, இவங்களுடைய லைஃப்பை ரிஸ்க் பண்ணுறோங்கிறது பொருட்படுத்தாம அவங்களுடைய டியூட்டியை செஞ்சது. திஸ் become a huge, massive, phenomenal contribution towards this crisis period. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் ஜூலை 1st டாக்டர்ஸ் டே எல்லா டாக்டர்ஸும் விஷ் பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம், ரொம்ப பெருமையாக. ஹாப்பி டாக்டர்ஸ் டே.
The journey of becoming a doctor is something that does not start when you finish your 12th standard, see your marks and say, okay, I can become a doctor today. No, it is an internal fire that drives you from childhood, and it is something you work towards for years together. You just cannot start studying one fine day and become a doctor. So it starts from school, you have a direct work towards it. You may not get it the first time, but you don't go anywhere else. You continue to go towards that one particular goal. You have undergraduation, which is 5.5 years, and it's not easy. It's not easy 5.5 years. It's a huge volume of content that you have to study, understand, comprehend, because it is very different from what we studied in school. The names are different, the terminologies are different, everything is different. And to get your mind around it, it takes about a year. Then it takes about 3 more years to grasp what medicine is all about. Then you have 1 year of internship where you apply what you learned. Then at the end of it, you are a doctor, which is MBBS. When you reach there, you realize that you are almost nowhere because you have just started the journey. Then you have a post-graduation, which is 3 years. That post-graduation is not easy. You have to again struggle, study 16 hours a day for 1 year without any break. And that's when you get into a postgraduate degree. Again, you finish 3 years. Again, you are a generalist. You are not a specialist. At the end of 3 years, then you have 1 more 3 years, which is cardiology. So cardiology is 3 years, and as the pyramid gets narrower, your competition is extremely high. Because you've selected all the top guys and put in medical college. Those top get into MD, and those top are competing for the DM. So when you come into DM cardiology, it's another 3 years of hard work. There's no substitute to hard work here. So you work day and night, you work in the hospital, you come back and read, again you go the next day and study. So that after you finish cardiology, then there is one more step, interventional cardiology, which is another 2 years. So totally it comes to something like 15 years. At the end of 15 years, you are the junior most guy in the industry. So from there you start. So it takes, by the time you are fully qualified, you are at least 25. And then you start. And from there it is at least 15 years of night duties, which is 3 duties a week or 2 duties a week with no off, nothing. So you continue to work from 8 a.m. the next day, and you are supposed to make right decisions, be clear, be cheerful, and keep going. And that is something you cannot do for money. That is something that comes only with passion from inside. And believe me or not, you don't get tired. You're physically tired, but your drive, the moment you see a sick patient, there's something that ignites inside you. You can go on. You can go on and on. Suddenly you look outside and it's bright and you realize it's daytime and it has gone. And till then you don't look at the time because time is irrelevant when you have a sick patient at hand. So this journey is something that a person without a passion cannot do, should not do, and very important. And I keep telling everybody I meet when they say, I want to become this, I want to become that. I said, can you put up with all this to reach this point? So if you are looking at me, 25 years after what I've been through, which you don't know, this looks glamorous, but it's not. And once you reach a point where you really understood medicine, you're really a specialist, then things are much better.